How's it going, everybody? It is leading aircraftman Pete J for the number 64 Squadron, coming to you from Pete_J on YouTube, Pete J Play on Twitch. We're back on Plane Mechanics Simulator, and we have been having ourselves a time. We're going to go ahead and continue our game. We're going to be 4 a.m. in the hangar this morning. Go ahead and start our game. Previously, I did it. I handled it. I got this job done. Number 03296. It is due to stormy weather over northern France. There will be no German raids today. It's a good time to check the whole engine for worn parts. So we have to replace all worn parts in the engine, refill the oil, and refill the coolant. It does have a slider bar, but as you can see, there's nothing else there. So we're okay. Now, again, I have done this before, and when I checked out, it said, perfect job. So imagine my surprise when the next job that came up was the very same job. So the only thing I could think is that at one point there was, I had taken all the parts off, and I went over to the bench and I was working on them. Now, one of the parts did not fix to 100%. There was one area where I did not get it all the way. So it was, with the exception of that one part was at 75%. So that's the only thing I can think of that kept me from being able to move on. So we're going to have to go through the process again. And for this mission, it doesn't make sense really to even use the examination tool. It's just the best and probably fastest way to attack this particular mission is just to basically strip it down to just the block. So everything that can come off the plane should come off the plane. Well, actually the engine. You don't want to pull the wheels or anything. You don't need to do that. We're just looking at the engine. So we're going to start by taking apart the propeller. But yeah, by the time we get done with this, we will have everything off of it. That way, once you have everything off of it, you head over to the bench first, repair the things that you can repair, then you head over to the requisition truck and you requisition whichever parts you need to replace, and then come back here for the rebuild. And once you do that, you will have successfully completed it. Like I say, the only thing I can think of, the only reason why we didn't get to move on last time was was because of that one piece that I did not fix to 100%. We are at 1,503 merit points out of 1,500. So we may get a level up here. Fans, let's see what happens. So we're going to try that again. And I don't know, I was almost positive that there was a way to, if you didn't get that 100%, you could stop and try again. I think you hit the escape key and got out of it and then came back into it, and you would have like a second opportunity to try and do it. I'm not sure. Like I said, the one that I missed, it was on the final throw, and yeah, so it was moving pretty quick, you know. So I'm not mad at myself for not hitting it. I just didn't realize it would prevent me from being able to complete the mission. Although somewhere in the back of your head, you kind of figure, you know, if you don't get it fixed to 100%, what does that mean? You know what I mean? I guess there should be some sort of recourse for that, you know? And that's it. If that's what happens, then it's not considered completely fixed, and you have to go at it again. So this is the third time I'm going to be doing this mission. So yeah, like I said, the fastest and easiest way is just to tear it all down The biggest issue for me during the teardown is just when you get to the pistons and the piston rings, because it's kind of hard to get really in there. You want to make sure you're taking everything off. We've got a fuel filter over this way, and the oil filter is also over this way, so we'll get those pulled off. We got a couple magnetos. There's the oil filter. We got a couple of bolts here. And open the latch, there's that. Okay, we've got the port magnetos here. And this will help us. So now the port magneto, that feeds this ignition cable here that goes to the sparky plugs. There's one more I forgot. So there's that. I think we can get the lower ignition wire. We're gonna have to pull these sparky plugs. Go around here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Two more. I think it came off, didn't it? Alright, so that came off. I'm not going to worry about the spark plugs because I think we can take the whole cylinder head assembly. We did hit this exhaust. Pull that exhaust off. Not as much stuff on this side of the engine as there is on the port side, I guess, right? We'll try to get those cylinder heads free. And once we do, much like with the Tiger Moth, they get pulled off and they will be put on, it's not so much a bench as it is kind of like a wooden stool in the back there. Starboard cylinder head block assembly. We'll take the starboard. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, let's see here. Can't remove any of these things, so we're not going to worry about that. It's not timed either, which is something I have to remind myself because I kind of get into, and I've talked about it in previous broadcasts where I get into kind of racing myself, and it's like, you know what, you can slow down. You don't need to break a land speed record on this one. You just need to get it done and done well. So that's the starter. This is the coolant pump. We're going to pull that out. We pulled the coolant reservoir. That's up toward the front of the engine. So I think that's free. There's nothing else down here. The wheel case, but we'll get that from up top. Okay. Yeah, so the starboard magneto, that handles the upper ignition wires. The port magneto, right now is it? Port magneto, that feeds the lower ignition wire. So all right, so there's that. What else do we got? Anything? I think we got to get the rocker covers off before you can pull the assembly. So we'll get that off. Get these bolts out. See if we can't pull this head assembly here. Takes a little time, these bolts. So next level up, I think I'll probably grab. Can I grab the whole assembly? No, we can't do that. We got to pull the rocker arm mechanism. That cannot be pulled with the assembly for some reason. I would assume that would go because it technically should bolt into the assembly, right? Bolts into that head. So I would assume we could take that whole thing. But I guess, you know what, you probably can't get to the bolts to take the head off with the rocker arm assembly on. Sorry about that. I just had a little frog in my throat. There we go. Yeah, okay. So we do have to get that rocker arm mechanism off. Let's come around this way. And let's undo this first. This is like the intake. I think that's what it looks like to me. So the this is exhaust, this is intake. Okay. I'm just trying to figure it out, trying to learn as I go, you know? Alright, so this will pull the whole, it should pull the whole assembly. Alright, yeah, there you go. So that's that whole assembly. We're going to head over to the other side. Yeah, there's the supercharger and then the induction pipe. And the induction pipe, as you can see now that we got the one side off, feeds into this thing here. Sorry about that. My throat, all of a sudden my throat is bothering me. So yeah, so the induction pipe coming off the supercharger brings your fresh air in here where it goes into the no. Okay, yeah, I forgot. We got to do this first. Okay, so it's kind of cool figuring out, you know, how it works and how things function. So we got to take this off. We'll take, I think we might even, actually, these might come off on the bench. Okay. So we got to be at a hundo on this one. Hopefully we'll move on. I got to figure we're getting probably pretty close to another level up. A little double back there, a little double back there. Alright, so once that comes off, we can pull the whole assembly. And like I said, back here, you can see that one's sitting over there. There's another, yeah, there's another kind of stool. It's not much of a bench, it's just a stool where you can kind of disassemble it off the plane. It's back there, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll pull this whole assembly. Same issue. So we've got the induction pipe is attached here. So we're going to pull these. That wasn't very pretty, but it was effective. Once those are out, we can go ahead and then remove the bolts holding the head to the block. Once that happens, that'll get over. There you go. See, now it's gone. We can see there's one here and there's one here. So we got both of them over there. Now, grab the induction pipe. We'll grab the supercharger, which has a ton of bolts. So this may take a minute or two just to kind of unbolt. So I'm enjoying this this title. I'm having fun with it. I get stuck at times, but I kind of know that. Basically, it's just because I'm unfamiliar, but I do feel like I'm learning. I do feel like I'm getting to know the Spitfire a little bit better. Spitfires were always my kind of my favorite plane. I always like those. We got to remove that hose clamp, otherwise it won't come off. Got no, the. Oops, sorry about that, my friend. We forgot about the fuel pump. Can't forget about the fuel pump. The fuel pump. Every combustion engine needs a fuel pump to pump the fuel through. So there's that. Now I believe the wheel case will come off. And again, a lot of bolts on this. So we're going to try and take our time, get around, get these bolts off. I hope somebody's keeping track of where these bolts are coming from. That in and of itself would be a job, you know what I mean? There we go, we're over here. You can see them coming out. They're she is. Okay, so now I believe that is the end of the rear of the engine. As you can see, I cannot select anything else back here. So that's that. Now what we have to do though is we have to, yeah, I know. I was just trying to get closer, that's all. So now we got to start pulling rings.
No.
See, but it's the hitbox and it is so small.
No.
See, and that's the other thing too, is I start moving quicker because I start doing well, and I'm like, I hit the thing quicker, and they yell at me, and yet that's exactly what I need to do. I need to grab that piston.
No.
See, it's not my fault you can't keep up, dude. That's on you. That's why I am the first class airman, and you are not. You are the guy who just yells no.
No.
Got it. That one looked like maybe I had reselected the piston ring. So maybe I am going a little bit too fast, so slow down a little bit. But it's a V12, so there are 12 pistons, each with 3, what do they call it, cylinder, piston cylinder, each with 3 rings, so 12 times 3 is 36, so there's a lot of just doing this.
Nope.
Oops, I know.
No.
I know. See, now they should retire that guy, because if okay. If I've been going on a roll here a little bit, I've gotten to this point. I don't know if he needs to be so aggro, you know what I mean? I mean, I think that brother could maybe try a little decaf. What do you think about that, Chief?
No.
A little decaf? Yes. Yes, you do what I tell you, and you'll be all right. Quit trying to do your own thing.
No.
Yeah. There we go. All right, so that is piston cylinders and rings. We cannot take the rods out, so we cannot actually service those. We cannot. Is there anything else? We just don't want to miss anything. So there's nothing selectable here. I think we got everything. We think we got everything off the engine that we can get off the engine. Okay. So it is now time for phase 2. We're going to disconnect. We got to go back and we got to get into the nitty gritty, because if we don't tear these down. Okay, I'm just trying to center on it. Dude, relax. All right, so we got to take each valve out.
No. Nope.
That one's gone.
No.
I know. All right, I'm a little too far, maybe. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm too far. Valves and pistons, because port cylinder head. Because of the fact, can I get the cooling pipe without? Yeah, I can. Okay. Because that's the other thing too, is you know that you have to remove those spark plugs, otherwise they won't let you move on too far with those spark plugs still in. Port induction manifold. Lot of bolts on this one. All right, so we got that. Are the other? We may have to go get the spark plugs off of the lower spark. No, they're here. They're here. Okay, cool. I was gonna say, because I know some of the spark plugs are bad, so we're gonna have to pull them. I didn't see them because they were under the induction pipe. So I was thinking maybe they'd still be on the block, but no, they're here. I'm going to pull them. See, this is why we have to do this, because it would take you all day to try and go and individually test each one of these spark plugs, you know? But by just taking it off, you can get them all at one time. Port cylinder head, I think we're clear. I think we can pull this. Yeah, we can do it. Okay. And again, this is another one of those tricky ones because you need to pull this because there is a head gasket underneath here. And the head gaskets will go bad. So you have to check it, and the only way to check it that I know of is to take this off, and if you're going to take it off, you might as well pull it off of the plane. Make it that much easier for you. All right, so there we go. We're getting close. Port head gasket. And the cylinder block. Okay, so we're going to detach from there. We got to get over to this other one. We're going to do the same thing.
No, sir.
Okay, I think that's from Car Mechanic Simulator. Is you can left click on the part, which will allow you to kind of focus on the part. And that's what I keep doing. And this one doesn't do that. You just have to not do that. Okay, so we got those off, and then we're going to pull the camshaft. There. Did we grab the starboard coolant pipe? We're going to try and follow our same steps that we did over there. The induction pipe, I believe we can get that off. Next, I think we did the valves. And then the spark plugs, which I think is fine. Oh, wait a minute, we didn't do the valves. Oh, that's just the induction pipe. Okay. For a minute there, I'm like, oh, I've already messed it up. But no, that's just the induction pipe. That's fine. The induction pipe can come off. We'll do the valves next, then the spark plugs, then the head, and then the head gasket. Okay. So far, so good. So far, so good. Valve down.
No.
See, that guy's on right.
No.
I'm going to actually put in for leave for him. Dude, you are making this war so much more difficult. And that's saying something, because it's a war, dummy. All right. All right. Spark. Spark. Okay. We'll get this head off. All right. So we're cooking with gas here. Although this seems to have a problem because it's levitating. It's actually should be back on this table, but it's levitating, it looks like. All right, so there's that. All right, we'll detach now by pressing the right mouse button. Like I said, I was just thinking about the oil pan. I think this is the oil pan. I don't think we can do anything. Can't remove it. Okay, so we'll detach. All right, so now we're going to go back to the workbench. And we're going to hit space to enter the workbench. We have a port magneto that needs to be repaired. We need an engine starter and a fuel pump. All three need to be repaired. So we grab it. I don't know if you've seen this before, but you WASD. WASD. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to get to these yellow dots. There's two right here. So we're going to click on the yellow dot. That'll bring our oil can into effect. You have that green section between the two lines. When you press and hold the left mouse button, a fill line is going to drop from the top down. You want to try and stop it in between those two in that green section. So we're going to do that. That one's pretty good because it was wide. We're going to go to here now. As you can see, with each repair, the space gets smaller, and that's what did me in. So now, if you come down here to the lower right, you can see restore status is at 50%. So there's usually about 4 of them. Obviously 25, 50, 75, 100. So let's do this one here. And as you can see, it's getting even smaller. And it does speed up a little bit. Okay, so let's do this one here. Look at how small that is. This is the one I think I missed the last time. So let's see. I got it. Ooh. I'm happy about that, but we have 2 more parts to do. So, all right, 1 down at 100%. The engine starter now. All right, we got to find our spots. There's a couple there. And again, it will start, should start pretty open. There you go. Got that one. Got that one. Okay, 50% done. We have 2 left. And again, with each successful repair, it gets tighter and tighter. Okay, last one. Oh, come on, man. Don't do that to me. Don't do it to me. And it won't let me do it again. So, dagnabbit. Because I think I'm going to get the same thing. I think I'm going to wind up having to do this over again. It's at 75%. Oh, man. Fuel pump. Jeez. That one is so hard. Almost missed that one too. This is probably the same one. Probably the same one I missed before. So I don't know what to do here because I was kind of seems like a losing proposition because I've got that one part's only at 75. Oh, man. Cylinder, piston ring, a valve, spark plug, port head gasket. We got everything checked. There's that. Alright, so we need to, we need to do this. We gotta go 2 though. So we'll put the cylinders back in first. Well, now I'm a little quiet because like I said, now I think this is just academic. I don't know if it's going to give me the win here. I think I'm going to wind up having to do this a 4th time actually. This would be the 4th time. But this will count as an episode. I can't sit around on my hands. I've been waiting for a victory, waiting for a V, and once again I missed that one. That's a tough one. I don't know I don't care who you are. I think that's a tough one in anybody's book. Got that one last repair. We'll go ahead and throw that on. We can do that. God, aggravates me though, you know. Really thought I was going to get it done this time. Getting a little better at the piston rings, though, I'll tell you that. Feeling pretty good about that. All right. Okay, so, yeah. So we're going to start with the heart of the engine. We'll put that back together, and then we'll start to work our way out. We're going to need a couple of head gaskets. That one was shot, so we needed a new one of those. We're going to put this one on, and we're going to go back and forth. So we got this here. get this locked down. And we'll go around on the other side, lock this side down as well. I don't know if I can I upgrade on a failure? All right, cylinder head, we can get this back on. Okay. All right, so we got those two going. What are we gonna do next? I would say, I think I'm gonna go with the spark plugs next, because they kind of start to get buried and they get very difficult to reach. So as long as we have those, see, even this way, it's very difficult to reach them. Yeah, won't even let me select the spark plugs really. Yep, won't let me select the spark plugs yet. So let's drop the cams back in. Camshaft 1, we got another one over here, that's camshaft 2. We'll start to drop some valves in here. Great. One down, one to go. Brand new valves, there we go. Well, not all of them. The ones that needed to be brand new are brand new. The ones that didn't need to be brand new, they're not. That is one of the things that I think I do kind of like with this game. I know Car Mechanic Simulator, if there's a part that needs to be repaired, you got to make sure that you get the new part in that position. Otherwise, it won't count the repair. So, if you had to do this with these planes and with the amount of parts on these planes, boy, that would be difficult. So the fact that it just kind of lets you make the repair, and then it will automatically put the 100% repaired part into this position that it's supposed to be. That's very helpful. All right, so we got those in. Next thing we want to do is the head cover. Party boom boom. Where are we at? There we are here. There you go. Last two. Okay. Rocker covers. Okay. I don't know if we can put this, I guess we can't put the spark plugs in maybe until we get the servos back on. Not 100% on that one, but we're going to continue. Actually, we probably should have put on the back of the engine first, because now these covers are overhanging that a bit, which would have made it, I think, a little bit more difficult for installation. Well, actually, it's just that one there. But definitely from now on, that's what if we got to do this again, I'm going to put this part on, because you can see here are the cams here, and they would fit into that. So probably easier to do if you get the wheel case on first, right? Get that wheel case on first. Who's on second? I don't know who's on third. But I think that just would make it a little bit easier in that respect if you had that on, and then you could slide those cams in to position. Starboard magneto, we'll get that on there, and we'll put the... So I am trying to think that through too, and again, not knowing the inner workings of an airplane makes it a little bit difficult to try and come up with a kind of a feasible and sound repair strategy. Okay, so I can't get the lower ignition wire in. Can I get the spark plugs in though? No, I don't. If I put the ignition wire in, can I get the spark plugs in? Oh, we gotta put some screws on here to the port, right? This is port. Lower was port, and the starboard is the upper ignition wire. All right, so now can I get some spark plugs in there? They do start to get difficult to, okay, you can get put on. All right, there's another one. I can't really, wait, there. Won't let me get it though. Cannot get this. There we go. All right. Woo. So that's what I was talking about. Is it gets very difficult to try and get these spark plugs at some point, you know. So I kind of keep trying to figure out a way to get the. So you do got to get the magnetos on, and then you got to get the. And then you got to get the ignition wire on, and then you can get the spark plugs. I think that was 6, right? There's 2, 4, and then 6. We got that. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and button this up. This was the generator, right? Yeah, generator. This is the suppressor. Okay. Supercharger. Get the supercharger on there. Got a couple of hose clamps. Can't forget those. Those are easy to forget though. Tighten down the supercharger here. So yeah, maybe that's it. Put the cylinder heads on and then button up the back of the, well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to figure it out as I go along, you know. We shut that, and that's the fuel filter. The oil filter goes here. Clip that on there, and that. We got the fuel pump, has to go there. All right, I think we got the exhaust here, but we can go ahead and throw that on, I guess. All right, like I say, I kind of feel like this is all academic because I don't know if they're gonna let me win. And I thought I went over my level up. So I was expecting the last time I did this that I would get the level up at least, and that did not happen. Okay, so where are we at? Here we are. We got the coolant pump. We're going to put that back in. As long as we're under the plane. And the engine starter. And then it didn't let me back out and try again with it either, which is I was kind of hoping. I was kind of hoping that I was going to be able to I thought that was something that I used to be able to do on the Tiger Moth. If you tried to fix something and it kind of missed, you could back out and you get a second shot at it. But I guess maybe we've moved to that point in the game where there are no second shots. You either get it on the first time or you don't. Which obviously is going to make everything a lot harder, but 75% is still better than, you know, still better than broken. All right. Okay. Induction pipe. And then the upper ignition wires. I think there's some screws we got to do over here though before we go. 2 nuts. Screw this onto the starboard magneto, and then we're going to do spark plug. Spark plug. Spark plug. Okay. Well, I don't know if I should have done this. Did we get the induction pipe? I thought we got the upper induction. The air induction pipe, because... Well, then it's a good thing we're going to do this again, right? Hopefully next time we'll nail it. All right. So there's that, because I have a hard time believing induction manifold. No, that works, right? Well, probably would have waited on the upper ignition. Put these in first. All right, so there's that. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be a little upset if I have to do this all over again, because it will be I think this is the 3rd time I'm doing it, so I'm definitely going to have to do at least the 4th, I think. You know, again, I'm hoping beyond hope that 75% will pass muster, but I got a sinking feeling that it's not going to, so let's get this on. Port induction pipe. A lot of just waiting for screws to be screwed in, bolts to be bolted. So I'm kind of hoping I do get a kind of a level up, so I can speed that up a little bit more. I think that would be well worthwhile at this point in time. Like I said, we're doing a lot more of it, so I have to come up with a lot of great conversation while we're just waiting for these bolts to get tightened down. And there's not much you can say. There are bolts being tightened down. There's not. All right, so here we go. We're getting close. We're getting close. We got our coolant pipes. Port and starboard, right? Okay, and we'll do this. That looks like an engine to me. Pretty sure that looks like an engine to me. They're telling me I can put this, go ahead and put that on, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. That can go there. That can go there. That can go there. Okay. There they go. We gotta get this cross piece back on. This is the coolant tank. Get that on, and now we can put this cowling frame on. 2 little small screws on the sides that hold that cowling On. Okay. Cruising right along here. Front plate. Puller blade assembly, that's along with that nut. Distributor valve. We get the propeller dome. It's got another one here. And then the spinner. And then we're going to have to refill the oil and the coolant, I believe. So I'm thinking that's it. Thinking we did what we could do. At this point, it's in our CO's hands, and we'll see what he says about the 75% on the, what was it, the starter, the engine? I think it was the engine starter. And I think 75% on an engine starter isn't bad. That's not bad. I'm not saying we'd leave it on there forever, but, you know, we're missing something over here. What are we missing over here? Whoopa. We are missing something because it won't let us put the cowling on. So if it's not letting us put the cowling on, that means something has got to be missing from over here. What is it though? Something small. Something small, but we're missing it. Somehow we're missing something. What am I missing? What in the heck, man? No, Pete, god dang it. I think those are mixed up, personally. This should be plus. That means, you know, taking the ladder, and this up should be going up the ladder. I don't know. It seems like reverse to me for some reason. Pull this cowling off here. I don't know what we're missing, but we are missing something on this side, the port side. Ah, spark plugs. I've missed the entire spark plug. All of them. All of them. It's not just one. I missed all of them. Okay. So now that is the timpani that says we completed the job. But again, I don't think it's going to give us 100% because we did not fix that one piece. All right. Oh. Dagnabbit, I did it again. Dagnabbit. I have a timer. And I false started. I don't, you know what? This might go in the trash. This is freaking. Anyway. So yes, we did it. It's telling us we did good. We still got to refill the oil, and we're going to refill the coolant, and we're going to do that. But I have every reason to believe that once we close this out, and it tells us we did a perfect job, it's still going to tell us that we got to. We're going to have to redo this. So I pick it up. All right, so what we want to do here is the oil. We're going to go get the oil bogey, bring it over here. Refill the oil. Okay, here we go. Don't just fill it to the min. But you do want to be careful you don't go over the max, because that can lead to problems. Put that back. And we will, they close the access door. I'm going to open it, and then I'm going to close it again, just because I don't really trust that. So now we're going to detach. We're going to grab the ladder again. Oh, Pete. All right, we're going to grab the ladder again. We got to come over here. And, well, first of all, let's go up and... let's go up. And we're going to open the coolant access door. There it is, right there. I think we'll get down and we'll get some coolant. Whoop, 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 whoop. And we're going up, which is plus for some reason. And we're going to take the tank cap off. Alright, so we're going to pour some coolant. Pour some coolant on me. Little Def Leppard. We're going to refill the coolant. Again, I don't go to min. I'm going to try and get as close to max without going over it as I can. That's done. So we're going to detach. We're going to put the cap back on. We'll close the coolant door. Oh, I think I got to put this down first. There you go. Up. Now we can close the door. We get down, grab our ladder. Yeah, it's gonna do it again. You can go there. Let's check. All right, replace all worn parts in the engine. We did that. Refill the oil and refill the coolant. Let's go ahead and hit it up. We're at 1443 out of 1500. We got a check mark for that. Check mark for that. Check mark for that. Save spare parts 3. We did that. Perfect job. We're at 1503. Continue career. What happens? We did. We got our power, our level up. All right. I think we're moving on. Okay. I take back all the bad things I ever said. We have 3 skill points, so we can get 3 things. We got 2 assistants. An additional assistant allows you to automatically remove 3 screws at a time. Maintenance expert. As a maintenance expert, fixing parts is as easy as pie. That might be great. We just saw why that might be great because, you know, I'm thinking that that's going to give you a bigger target at the maintenance table. Oil system specialist, begin an expert on oil systems means you only need a glance at its parts to locate the problem. Coolant system specialist, as a specialist on engine cooling systems, you don't need to check every part to locate the problem. So far, all I know about the oil is the filter, oil filter, I think, and then that's it, really. We got valve system specialist. Many hours spent working with valves and rocker mechanisms allows you to quickly find faulty ones. Fuel system specialist. Deep knowledge about fuel systems means you'll always know exactly which part needs fixing. Piston specialist. A quick look at the pistons is enough to evaluate their status. We've already got the ignition system specialist. Okay, so we're going to grab this one. Right? What did I grab? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have 3. I want that one. That's 2. I want that one. We're down to 1. Okay, so we can get one more of these, I think. 3 assistants. An additional assistant allows you to automatically remove 4 screws at a time. I'll hold off on that, I think. What about pistons? I think we should go with pistons. Oil system, coolant system, valve system, fuel system, pistons. I'm thinking oil, coolant, and fuel are pretty easy to get to. Valve system, once you take the cover off and then the rocker mechanism, the valves are all there. Again, easy to get to. I'm thinking we go with the piston. Let's go with the piston. I think that's going to be good. We're going to be senior aircraft men. All right, so I think that's a good use of our resources. Our next level up, we can get a 3rd assistant, and we can pick up another one of these. Maybe we go for the valves then, and then we'll have, go on like that. So very cool. I'm thinking this means we're moving on. Yes, we got a new task. Come back next time. I'm not sure how long we've been going. Well, let's see what we got. Order number 03300. Got some bad news today. A lone Fritz managed to sneak up on us and hit me right in the wing spar, which tore off the wing immediately. Luckily, I was able to jump out. Please prepare the new aircraft for tomorrow. We have to refuel the aircraft, refill the oil, refill the coolant, set up the radio, harmonize the machine guns. So come on back, and until I see you again, be safe, be well, be good, and be back here again, and we'll get after it some more. So until then, bye-bye.